Again to IPS Inland Valley's food demo. Today we're going to be doing oatmeal, both hot and cold soaked, and we're also going to talk about fiber, what types of fiber there are and why it's good for us. So let's break down some of our ingredients we have today. We have some nice fruits, which are strawberries and bananas. Bananas are high in potassium. We have blueberries that are high in antioxidants, and nuts. And these are pecans in particular, so you're going to get a good amount of fiber, protein, and amino acids from them. For some of our sweeteners, we have agave nectar. Now, agave nectar is a little bit more viscous or liquidy than honey, as you can see here. So it makes for a really good sweetener if you want to mix things in thoroughly, even for drinks. You know, sometimes honey can sit at the bottom of a drink or a liquid. Alright, and next we have honey. And honey has been shown to have some good antimicrobial benefits. If you think about, you know, a bee's food supply, you don't want bacteria and fungus growing in what you're serving the rest of the hive. And we have some cinnamon here. Cinnamon has actually been shown to help regulate blood sugar. For example, like cinnamon tea would be good to help regulate blood sugar. And that's why you see it in some sweets as well. For example, in just different breads or different pastries. And now another sweetener we have is brown sugar. Now we have a couple of examples of just some extra flavorings. Here we have jam, but you can also use strawberry jam or blackberry jam, just add a little sweetness. We have cocoa powder. Now, cocoa powder doesn't have any sugar added or fat in it, but it does add a little bit of that cocoa flavor and coloring. Peanut butter as well. If you prefer a savory taste, then peanut butter is high in calories. Same thing with jams, so you want to be sparing with them. And then over here we have what's left of our vanilla extract. Now, vanilla extract is usually preserved in some kind of alcohol, and that's why you actually see it drying off a little bit here, and why vanilla flavoring is usually so strong. Alright, now let's get to our oatmeal. We have a bowl of oatmeal here. Now, oatmeal is good for you because it usually has a lot of fiber in it, and it's a whole grain technically. So for fiber, we have two different types. We have soluble and insoluble fiber. Now, soluble fiber essentially means it is attracted to water. So when that soluble fiber absorbs water, it turns into more of like a gelatin. And insoluble fiber is, doesn't mix with water, but it actually keeps our GI tract nice and healthy, so it's a lot easier to go to the restroom. Now, I also have two different examples of liquids that you can put in. You can also use water if you're really trying to cut down on calories, but I like to use almond breeze or just regular milk. When you fill up your oatmeal, you don't want to skim out on your liquid because it's going to absorb a lot of that liquid. So you want to make sure the liquid is able to cover and soak in all of our oats. I like to mix it around just so that all the oats get covered and have a chance to absorb some of that liquid. Alright, now we're going to bring it to the microwave and microwave it up. But just a quick tip, sometimes when you microwave oatmeal too long, it can dry out. But if you reduce the power level on your microwave, you can actually give yourself a little bit larger of a window to not create dried out oatmeal. So we added our brown sugar, strawberries, and pecans in our oatmeal. and this looks really good. So I'm gonna just put this aside for 1 second and get to eat that a little later. But first, let's talk about cold soaking. So this is a way that you can essentially have pretty good oatmeal without using a stove or extra dishes. And if you really want to, it takes about 2 hours to properly soak and hydrate the oatmeal, but you can put it in the night before and have it ready for breakfast. So like our other one, you want to fill it with either like almond milk or regular milk to about where the oatmeal is, just so that the oatmeal is completely saturated. Now in this case I'm using just regular milk because it has a little bit more fat content, and I feel like a little bit more flavor that enhances the cold soak method as opposed to the more watery almond milk. So for some additional flavor, I'm gonna add a little bit of vanilla, just a little drop or two. All right, and also a little bit of cinnamon. That looks good. Now I'm going to throw in my fruit. And actually, I like fruit a lot in the mornings, so I'm going to put in a bunch of fruit. Okay, and just to give it a little extra sweetness, I'm going to put some of the Agave Nectar. Now, the good thing about agave is that essentially it's 10% sweeter than sugar. So essentially for 10% less calories, you get the same sweetness. Okay, so let's take a look. That looks pretty yummy. So what we're going to do is just going to mix it up just a little bit. Make sure everything's in there. Alright, so we're going to leave this in the fridge for about 2 hours, and we're going to come back and give it a try. Hello again everyone, and we're going to try our cold soaked oatmeal. Left it in there for a couple hours, let everything absorb. So let's try it out. Mix it up a little bit. Yeah, I like that. It's it doesn't have a runny taste to it. You get a lot of flavor from the fruits. I don't know if I'd have it just plain, but just adding the fruits, for example the bananas and blueberries and the agave nectar, and a little bit of cinnamon, give it a nice little bit of flavor. And it could almost be even a dessert if you add a little bit more sweetener to it. But anyway, thanks again for checking this out, and alright, take care and have a great day.